Her exemplary life is a motivation, and her words are the source of encouragement to all of us. Welcome, dear sister. A loving welcome to Sister Shamita, the Provincial Superior, Karnataka Province, who is a pillar of strength and beacon of guidance. We look forward to her continued support in all that we do. Welcome, Sister. Sister Dr. Maria Rupa, Joint Secretary, St. Agnes College and the Superior of our convent, steers the college with wisdom and guides us in all our decisions. A genial welcome to you, dear sister. The chief guest of today's ceremony, Ms. Meera Rao, Director, Rambus Incorporation, USA, is a highly accomplished alumna from the commerce stream. I take pride in placing before you a few of our myriad accolades. An experienced semiconductor and technology industry executive in finance and operation, Meera Rao, as Chief Financial Officer at Monolith Power System, contributed to revenue growth and improved operating margins. Besides, she has held various executive roles in leading technology companies, including Integrate Associate Incorporation at Rika, Raza Foundries, NVIDIA, and Advanced Micro Devices companies. She is a certified public accountant, CPA, and holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of Rochester in New York. Meera Rao is a fine example to show how the branches of St. Agnes have spread far and wide, disseminating knowledge and making a difference in the world. Meera Rao is the daughter of the proud parents of Mrs. Sita Madhav Rao, who is present with us today, and late Mr. Madhav Rao, a well-known lawyer of Mangalore. There are many among the audience who would claim that he was your respected lawyer. He was a good friend of our college too. It's with sheer joy and pride I accord a hearty welcome to our distinguished Agnes from the USA. I feel a keen sense of felicity that Professor P.S. Yedipadithaya, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University, is the first VC from Mangalore. He is a man of erudition and a leader with dedication. Dear sir, your presence has enhanced our joy, and I heartily welcome you. Our guests of honor are reservoirs of knowledge in their chosen spheres of activity. Their presence is a solid proof of their goodwill and social responsibility. In years to come, we will remember with a sense of gratification their presence on this important occasion. I name them one by one while extending to them a festive welcome. Just I'm checking whether Mr. U.T. Kadar is here. Hasn't reached yet. Okay. He is on the way. And Vedavyas also is on the way. Mr. Ivan D'Souza, member of the Legislative Council, Government of Karnataka. Yes, he is here. Mr. J.R. Lobo, former member of the Legislative Assembly, Mangalore South Constituency. Our two dignitaries have not yet arrived. Most earnest welcome to all of you, our honored well-wishers. I can't see Father Vincent. Is he here? No. When we give cheerfully and accept gratefully, everyone is blessed, says Maya Angelou. Our donors contributed their mite cheerfully and we accepted their munificence gratefully. My sincere welcome to our benefactors, those among the audience, and especially our distinguished guest present here. Mr. Michael D'Souza, Managing Director of Ivory Grand Real Estate, Dubai. Mr. Leslie Fernandez, former Chairman, Dockendale Shipping Company, Australia. And Mr. Ronald Pinto, Managing Director, Hisna International, UAE. A cordial welcome to Dr. Joseph Sebastian, Director and Global Head at Faisal and Shabana Foundation, Dubai, who represents Mr. Faisal and Shabana Chairperson, KEF Holdings, Dubai. Our illustrious donors with their magnanimity have shown that it's good to be blessed, but it is better to be a blessing. Dear sirs and madams, we gratefully acknowledge your loving presence in our midst today. I extend an enthusiastic welcome period of Northern Province and former principal of Patna Women's College, Bihar. Our mentors, Reverend Fathers and Sisters, all the former dedicated principals and the staff of the college. Our pride and joy are alumni who have come from across the globe and country. The devoted members of the PTA, both past and present, caring parents of our students, the committed members of the staff, and our enthusiastic students. Your presence and good wishes add to our joy, and it is to all of you that I extend a cheerful welcome. A glad welcome to Dr. Meera Arana, Alumni Convener, and also the Alumni Core Committee members for shouldering the major responsibility of raising funds for the Centenary Memorial Block. We greatly appreciate your commitment and loyalty to the college. A gracious welcome to our press and media friends who keep the college vibrant in public memory with their wide coverage to all the events of the college. In conclusion, I would like to reiterate that each of you is very special to us and worthy of mention. If not for the paucity of time, your presence is deeply appreciated. Just as Rome was not built in a day, educational institutions have no shortcuts in their pursuit of excellence. St. Agnes too has promises to keep and miles to go. With your continued participation in our collective efforts, we are sure that we will keep faith. Thrice welcome to one and all gathered here for the Centenary Year Inaugural. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Sister Jaswina. You go down in the annals of St. Agnes College as the Centenary Principal. Thank you very much for those warm words of welcome. St. Agnes College has a unique place in the landscape of education. It is because we know that the essence of education is to uphold nurture in the place of nature. We ensure that our students cherish their memories in St. Agnes College even as they get ready to flourish in their lives. That is why we nourish them on this campus. Our students are from diverse backgrounds and diverse locales. Today, when we bring to you the inaugural piece of diverse dance forms, classical dance forms of India, it is because of our belief that diversity in an educational institution leads to cross-fertilization of innovative ideas. Here we have the inaugural piece of the Centenary Year celebrations.
ತಗದಜನು ತಜಂ
ತಗದಜನು ತದಿರನ ತನದಿರನ ದಿ
ನಾದೃತನಿ ತಜಂ ತಗದಜನು ತಜಂ ತಗದಜನು ತಜಂ
ತಗದಜನು ತದಿರನ ತನದಿರನ
ಸಗರಿ ಪಾಮಗರಿ ಸನಿ ಸಾ ಪಾಮಗರಿ ಸಗರಿ ಪಾಮಗರಿ ಸನಿ ಸಾ ಪಾಮಗರಿ
is proud of hundreds and hundreds of milestones. But today, 100 students exhibit 100 most important milestones. The college has had the honor of being led by 19 principals and 5 principals at the PU level. The present principals, as you know, are Sister Dr. Jaswina and Sister Noreen. But we are very proud and happy that some of our former principals are here with us this evening, because truly they shaped the future of our education and our institution. Sister Eloisius, Sister Olivia, Sister Carmen Rita, Sister Prem, Sister Supriya at the degree level, Sister Lynette, Sister Shalini and Sister Shamita at the PU level are the ones who are here with us, even as we fondly remember that at the PU level, other than these, we also had Sister Regia. At the degree level, as you know, other than the principals whom I have mentioned, we have had many principals whose images you can see on the LED screen. May we have the glorious sides of our principals on the LED screen so that the audience will take stock of the services of our principals to this great institution. It is these principals who knew that the finest steel has to go through the hottest fire for strength. They have shown to us that not all storms come to disrupt life. Some clear our way. They told themselves, do not pray for tasks equal to our powers. Pray for powers equal to our tasks. Ignited by the indomitable spirit of innovation and discovery of these principles, the staff and students rose to the occasion, and today we are celebrating our centenary year. Ladies and gentlemen, we have many milestones to be proud of. St. Agnes is the first in many ways, the first college to go in for autonomy under Mangalore University, the first college to go in for NAC accreditation under Mangalore University, and afterwards the first college in the whole nation to go in for the fourth cycle of NAC accreditation with 3.65 percentile on 4. The college that is proud to be a college of excellence, a college that is recognized as the Star College, a college that is proud to receive Jimmy and Rosalind Carter International Award for its watershed management, which speaks of our community service, a college which is sacred because it has had the visit of Mother Teresa. Ladies and gentlemen, we are proud of many a milestone, many an achievement, but today our students have exhibited just 99 milestones because we consider the 100th milestone to be this inaugural itself. And for this, ladies and gentlemen, may I now request our most distinguished guest to come to the stage. May I request our inaugurators, Reverend Sister Sushila A.C. Superior General, Reverend Sister Shamita A.C. Provincial Superior, Most Reverend Bishop of Mangalore, Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, along with our chief guest, Ms. Meera Rao, and all our special guests, our most honorable Vice Chancellor of Mangalore University, Professor Dr. Yedapadi Thaya, our special guests. We are extremely honored to have our special guests, Shri U.T. Khadar, MLA, Mangalore Constituency and former Minister, Government of Karnataka. And may I take the liberty of announcing that we have the honor of having Sir on our Board of Studies that shows his involvement with the scenario of education. We have with us Shri Ivan D'Souza. Most honored welcome to you, sir, MNC, Government of Karnataka. We have our well-wisher who has always come to our help, Shri J.R. Lobo. And as you know that the whole building has been possible because of our donors, Mr. Michael D'Souza. We have Dr. Joseph Sebastian. We have Mr. Leslie Fernandez, Mr. Ronald Pinto. Yes, here we have our distinguished guest for the inaugural and Sister Most Reverend Sister Sushila Shubhareka, who is the convener of this inaugural, brings this so that along with Sister Shamita, Here goes the 100. I now request Sister Sushila to declare the inaugural of the Centenary Year celebrations open, Sister. Thank you.
Thanking God for all His blessings on St. Agnes, I declare the centenary year of St. Agnes open.
Thank you, Sister, for that most gracious opening. Thank you, Sister Shamita, our provincial superior, our own, because she left our PU college. Even as our dignitaries take their seats on the stage, our students will exhibit the milestones for the benefit of all of you, ladies and gentlemen. When time permits, please take a look at the milestones of St. Agnes College so that you know what St. Agnes College stands for.
Sister Sushila AC, the gentle lady heading the Apostolic Carmel congregation with able hands as Superior General, is an efficient leader steering the widespread congregation towards newer goals. It is a matter of pride that our institution is stepping into its 100th year under her tutelage. I request Sister Sushila to deliver the inaugural address.
His Grace, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of Mangalore, and the President of today, respected Chief Guest, Ms. Meera Rao, Director Rampus, USA, all the dignitaries at the dais, and all of you present here. My heart is filled with gratitude to God, and I feel privileged and happy to be here with you, to be part of this inaugural ceremony and the celebration of St. Agnes College. 100 years of existence is indeed a landmark in the journey of time, a milestone in the life of an institution. And for St. Agnes, this has indeed been a long and enriching journey. Congratulations and best wishes to all of you present here, because you have been, in one way or other, part of the growth of this institution, directly or indirectly. The Apostolic Carmel congregation, founded by Mother Veronica of the Passion in 1868 in Bayonne, France, and established in India in 1870, is mainly devoted to the mission of education. Over the 150 years of its history, it has maintained its cherished culture of excellence in all spheres of life: spiritual, intellectual, emotional, social, moral development of the individual, and mutual respect, characterized by a strong sense of identity and community, the trademarks of the holistic education. we can confidently say that St. Agnes College is a gift to the church handed down through the vision of Mother Helvetia, a great woman and the first Indian woman to have ventured into the realm of higher education. We can say that she is the brain, the hands, the feet, and whatever else is required to make this institution a reality 100 years ago. On this occasion of the inaugural of the centenary of St. Agnes College, I am inspired to cull out some pearls from the long history of the 100 years of its existence. Mother Helvetia was a great visionary who had a dream. The dream to empower young girls through higher education to enable them to take their rightful place in the society. Walking in her footsteps, we can realize that to take her forward her dream and to make it our life more meaningful, we need to have a purpose in life and make a difference in today's society. I want to call out some of the important aspects that I learned from the St. Agnes College. Mother Helvetia, the pioneer sisters, and all those who continued their work, I really pay my tribute to them. Some time back, I met a former student of St. Agnes College who told me it is from St. Agnes that she learned the value of freedom with responsibility, the necessity of making choices after prayer, commitment to the given duty, discipline in her life, hard work, and many other things which have made life more meaningful, joyful, peaceful in spite of the challenges faced. Today we can really say and be proud of the students who have passed out from this institution. They have been contributing a great deal for the transformation of the society through their dedicated service in various fields. Yes, today we are celebrating God's love and His intervention in the history of St. Agnes. We are celebrating a century of education and service. However, Mother Helvetia will be the first one to tell us that we cannot rest on the past laurels. If we want to bear true fruit and lasting fruit of our labor, we need to be ever striving, saying a firm no to all that makes us mediocre, while believing and acting according to the motto of St. Agnes, God is my strength. Let this celebration help us to refocus on our purpose of life and plan the details of how to achieve this purpose, pursue it passionately, and persevere it with great efforts. Let us remember this simple formula of 4P is equal to success. 4P is equal to success, which stands for purpose plus passion plus plan plus perseverance is equal to success. Let nothing disturb you, nothing frighten you. All things are passing. God is unchanging. Patience gains all. Nothing is lacking. To those who have God, God alone is sufficient. With these inspiring words from the bookmarks of St. Teresa of Avila, which guided Mother Helvetia throughout her life, asking God to bless everyone present here. May God continue to bless St. Agnes. Long live St. Agnes.
Thank you, sister, for your presence and the essence of your message. We thank you for your munificence in the form of a contribution to the new building and request you to accept a memento for fond remembrance. I request the principal, Sister Dr. Jaswina, to hand over the memento. the Mother Mary Helvetia Centenary Hall would have remained a mere dream if not for the overwhelming generosity of our donors. I now request Mrs. Wilma Pice to take over the task of honoring our donors.
Saying thank you is more than good manners. It is good spirituality. At St. Agnes College, spirituality is a way of life, and therefore, with great pleasure, we show our gratitude to our many and very warm-hearted donors. This morning, all of us witness the inaugural of the magnificent Centenary block. If this building stands tall on our campus today, it is because of the contributions of hundreds of people, especially our staff, Agnesians and benefactors. While we gratefully acknowledge every bestowal made, we would like to recognize our major donors, whose liberal financial assistance turned the stuff of dreams into the concreteness of reality. Though no words or mementos can express the sincere thankfulness we feel today, we now wish to call upon them to accept these little tokens of our love and gratitude. Mr. Michael D'Souza, may I request you to take the seat of honor? Mr. Michael D'Souza, a well-loved son of Mangalore, is distinguished for his charitable deeds. His philanthropy has its special focus both individuals and institutions, especially those dedicated to education. We are fortunate to have him as our main benefactor, contributing as he did 20% of the total cost of constructing the block. I wish to add that Mr. Michael has promised to give us an additional 1 crore, for which he will adorn our stage once again next year at the grand finale. Dear Sir, St. Agnes College will remain forever grateful for your benevolence. We ask for God's abundant blessings on you. I request Reverend Sister Sushila, Superior General of the Apostolic Carmel, to offer a memento to the very worthy Mr. Michael D'Souza. Thank you, Sister. Thank you, Mr. Michael. Mrs. Shabana and Mr. Faisal are an exemplary couple who have dedicated their lives to serving humanity through their charitable works. Mrs. Shabana, a proud alumna of our college, and her husband, Mr. Faisal, have generously contributed rupees 1 crore towards the library in our new block. We remain forever indebted to Shabana and Faisal for their goodness of heart. May God shower His special blessings on them. We are extremely pleased to offer a memento to the founders of KEF Holdings and the Faisal and Shabana Foundation. As they were unable to be with us today due to an urgent business commitment, I request Dr. Joseph Sebastian, Director, the Faisal and Shabana Foundation, to accept the memento on their behalf from Reverend Sister Shamita, Provincial Superior, Karnataka Province. Thank you, Sister. Thank you, Joseph. When St. Agnes College of Postgraduate Studies was recognized as a research center by Mangalore University, its greatest need was the establishment of a research block. It was at this time that Dr. Brian Pinto former senior advisor, economic growth of the World Bank and consultant African Development Bank, came forward to offer financial support to the tune of 1,63,000 for the construction of the building. We greatly appreciate his nobility and remain ever thankful to him and to his wife, Dr. Mrs. Nancy Pinto of the Pinto Foundation, USA, for gifting to St. Agnes College the Hugh and Praxedis Pinto Memorial Research Block. In remembrance of their parents, they have also generously given rupees 34 lakhs towards student scholarships. In the absence of Dr. Brian Pinto, I request his sister, Dr. Geraldine Pinto, former head of the Postgraduate Department of English, to receive the memento. I request Reverend Sister Shamita, proud and happy to announce that we have one more donor, our very own Alumna, who has contributed a very generous sum of 1,18,27,000. This special donor does not want to be publicly acknowledged for her contribution. We do not have sufficient words to express our gratitude for her love and loyalty to our alma mater. Her goodness and generosity will be an example to be emulated by future generations of Agnesians.
Mr. U.T. Kadir is a fourth-term MLA representing Mangalore constituency in the Karnataka Legislative Assembly and is a former minister in the government of Karnataka. A humble and people's person, he has been a strong supporter and well-wisher ever since the Centenary programs and projects have been envisaged. I now request Mr. U.T. Kadir to address the gathering.
ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಶತಮಾನೋತ್ಸವದ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಸ್ಥಾನ ವಹಿಸಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ನಮಗೆ ಆದರಣೀಯರು ನಮಗೆ ಗೌರವಿತರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವಿತರು ನಮಗೆ ಹಿರಿಯರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಸೂಪರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಆದಂತಹ ರೆವರೆಂಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಂ ಸುಶೀಲಾ ಎಸಿ ರವರೇ, ರೆವರೆಂಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಂ ಶಮಿತಾ ಎಸಿ ರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಮಿಸಸ್ ಮೀರಾ ರಾವ್ ರವರೇ, ಗಣ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಯಾಗುವಂತಹ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯದ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ PS ಎಡಪಡಿತಾರವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಸಕ ಮಿತ್ರರಾದ ಐವನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮಾಜಿ ಶಾಸಕರಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ JR ಗೋಬರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಸಹಕಾರದಿಂದ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಮೈಕಲ್ ಡಿಸೋಜರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಬ್ರಯನ್ ಪಿಂಟೋರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಲೆಸ್ಲಿ ಫೆರ್ನಾಂಡಿಸ್ ಅವರೇ, ರೊನಾಲ್ಡ್ ಪಿಂಟೋರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೇರಿ ರೂಪಾಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆದಂಥ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ DM ಜಸ್ವಿನಾ ಎಸ್ಎಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮೀರಾ ಅರುಣ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮಾಲಿನಿ ಅವರೇ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೂರಿನ್ ಡಿಸೋಜರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಗವರ್ನರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಜಸ್ಟಿನ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಬಿಷಪ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮತ್ತು ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮೂರು ಹೆಸರೆಲ್ಲ ಸಾಕು, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹೆಸರು ಬೇಡ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿದ್ರು 2 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅತಿಥಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಇವರ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗ್ತದೆ? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಶೇಷವಾದ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಇಚ್ಛಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂತ ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಆನೆಗೆ ಗಂಟೆ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ, ಆನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಾಕು, ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಬಂದಾಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ವಿಚಾರ ಏನು ಬೇಡ. ಸಮಾಜ ಮತ್ತು ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿಯುವಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಅವರು ತಮ್ಮ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಂದ್ರ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಆಸ್ತಿ ಸಂಪತ್ತು ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೇಶ ಸಂಪತ್ತಾಗಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಅದು ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಕಲೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬಸ್ಥರು, ನನ್ನ ಸೋದರಿ ಕೂಡ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತು ಬಹುಶಃ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸತ್ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಸಂದರ್ಭ. ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಯಾಗಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇವತ್ತು ಮೀರಾರವರವರೇ ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದುಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲಿತಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟುವಂಥ ವಿಚಾರ ಇವತ್ತು ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅದು ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀನು ಕಲಿಯುವಂಥ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಭಾಗ್ಯವಂತರು, ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೂಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೆ ನಾನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅವರವರಾಗಿ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸುವಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಂತು ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಜಸ್ವಿನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಬೆದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸಮರ್ಪಕವಾಗಿ ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಿ ದೊಡ್ಡೊಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಭಟನೆ ಯಾರು ಬಗೆಹರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಜಸ್ವಿನ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಅವರನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಶುಭಾಶಯ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನದ ಸಂಕೇತ. ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಶಿಕ್ಷಣಕ್ಕೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಂದು ಕಿರೀಟ. ಆ ಕಿರೀಟದ ಗರಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ವಿಶೇಷ ಶುಭಾಶಯ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಇವತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡೊನೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡೋರು ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೋಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡೋರು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿರುವಂತ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ತೊಂದರೆ. ಆದ ಕಾರಣ ಅಷ್ಟು ಶಕ್ತಿಯುತವಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೈಂಟ್ ಆಗ್ನೆಸ್ ಅದರ ಕೆಲಸವೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಅವರ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರವವೇ ಅವರ ಕೆಲಸವೇ ಇವತ್ತು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕುರಿತ ದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡದೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಶುಭಾಶಯ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಸೆಂಟಿನರಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗ್ಯವನ್ನು ದೇವರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಭಾಗ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಎನಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಸೋದರನಾಗಿ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾದ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಪರಮಪೂಜ್ಯ ಬಿಷಪ್ ಅವರ ಗುರುಗಳ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಬೇಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತು ಮುಗಿಸಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ.
Thank you, sir, for those words of support and encouragement. We also enjoyed your good sense of humor. Moving forward, Mrs. Vilma Pais will take over the felicitation of our esteemed donors.
Mr. Leslie Fernandez, may I request you to take the seat of honor? We are privileged to have in our midst today Mr. Leslie Fernandez, a well-known philanthropist of our community based in Australia. He has contributed generously to many deserving causes, especially the care of the destitute and the terminally ill. We are blessed to receive from him a generous donation of rupees 25 lakhs for a classroom in the new block in memory of his dear wife, an Agnesian, Cynthia Fernandez. I am very happy to announce that Mr. Leslie Fernandez has just assured us that he will be sponsoring one more classroom of rupees 25 lakhs. We will be privileged to honor him once again during the grand finale of the Centenary year on the 5th of January 2021. Dear Mr. Fernandez, we remain ever grateful to you for your loving gesture. We pray for God's abundant blessings on you and all your endeavors. I request Sister Dr. Rupa, Superior of the Convent and Joint Secretary of St. Agnes College, to offer a memento to dear Mr. Leslie Fernandez. Thank you, Sister. Thank you, Mr. Leslie Fernandez. Mr. Ronald Pinto, we wish you to take the seat of honor. We are extremely happy to have with us today Mr. Ronald Pinto, a quiet, gracious man with a very big heart, who has amply contributed to many worthy causes in the UAE and India. We are deeply indebted to him for donating rupees 25 lakhs for a classroom in the Centenary block. Dear Mr. Ronald Pinto, thank you very much for your spirit of munificence. May God bless you in ways you need the most. I request Sister Noreen, Principal of St. Agnes PUC College, to offer a memento to dear Mr. Ronald Pinto. Thank you, Mr. Ronald. Thank you, Sister.
Our very own Professor P.S. Yadapadithaya, Vice Chancellor, Mangalore University, is the first academician from the portals of Mangalore University to take over the reins as Vice Chancellor. Along with being a fine scholar and administrator, he is also an orator par excellence. We are all ears to listen to you, sir.
The Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore, other dignitaries on the dais, people of goodwill on the other side, young students, special invitees, friends from media, and ladies and gentlemen. I feel truly honored and privileged to be a part of this centenary year inaugural program. Whenever we come across a word called Agnes, we'll get electrifying experience, because Agnes College in Mangalore is a true landmark. We cannot forget this throughout our lifetime, because right from 1921 to 2020, 100, many milestones we have just witnessed. And this college has been dedicated and devoted for empowering women through continuous education and service to society. This institution is one of the proud affiliated colleges of Mangalore University, which is doing both different things differently. Therefore, this college stands out in the crowd of colleges. The alumni of this college are well positioned with magnanimous heart, and they want to serve the society also in various kinds. The students pursuing the education here will also get shaped and reshaped their personality with all the values, so that every student of this education institution is empowered to lead the life gracefully, powerfully, significantly, purposefully with the divine spirit. On this occasion, I am offering the best wishes from the Mangalore University to each and every one of you. Let this institution excel in the days to come. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you, sir. Your words make us look forward to the coming years with hope. Our chief guest for the evening, Ms. Meera Rao, is a proud alumna of St. Agnes College. I'm sure her homecoming today will be marked as a special moment in her life. Her presence here is heartwarming for the college too. Ma'am, I can say with certainty that you have some special anecdotes about your life at St. Agnes, which you would like to share with us, in addition to the global enriching experiences. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's been almost 4 decades. And when I stand here and I see all those lovely faces with the beautiful smiles, I feel I'm home again. Thank you. I first wanted to congratulate St. Agnes College, our principal, Sister Jaswina, all the lecturers, students, staff, alumni, and benefactors as we commence the centenary celebrations. St. Agnes College has made a huge difference in the lives of tens of thousands of women in our communities. Many of us were born in times when our parents had no ambitions for us except marriages. Because we had a local college, a girls' college, that offered a quality education, focusing not just on academics, but also fostering morality, a sense of community, compassion, and care, actually gave us all a chance at an education, at a college degree. I've always felt grateful for the education I received here. And in the nearly 4 decades since I've been here, I have an even greater appreciation. We were not just taught to excel in academics, but we were also taught to believe in ourselves and to believe in the power of God as we go through life and encounter many of the difficulties. Our college motto, after all, is Deus fortito mea, God is our strength. We were taught leadership, a spirit of camaraderie, the power of sisterhood, and the need to be positive forces in our families and our communities. And with all of that came the rigorous academic training that was far superior to the quality of education in most institutions. I have come to realize that the difference lies in the passion and the dedication that the Sisters of the Apostolic Carmel bring to our education, our personal growth and maturity. And I have come to believe that the lecturers, in turn, are inspired by the sisters to up their game and give us a superb education. I remember with gratitude all the lecturers who taught me so well. Sister Olivia, who taught me math, which has played a huge role in my career, and the professors, Mr. Frank, Mr. Arun Pai, Mr. Gowda, Mr. Srinivasan, Miss Matilda, Miss Jayanti, Mr. Clement D'Souza, and many others who are not here with us today, who coaxed and bullied us to study and work hard. I was raised by loving parents. My father, a strict, hardworking, successful lawyer, and my mother, a strong woman. She inspired me then, and she inspires me today. I'm very happy that my 86-year-old mother is here with me in the audience today. Amma raised me to believe in myself. So when I was graduating high school, I dreamt of being a doctor. But it was not to be. My father had more traditional aspirations for me and wanted me to get a degree and marry. So when I joined St. Agnes College, I was rebelling against the idea that my father had dreams for his son, but not for his daughters. But luckily, at St. Agnes College, I met a kindred spirit, our principal, Sister Aloysius, who encouraged me to believe in myself, to believe in the power of dreams, to find new dreams, and to work hard to make the new dreams come true. Sister Aloysius, I owe you a huge debt of gratitude, as I know many of us do. Thank you. I was lucky to graduate with the class of 1981 in May 1981. It was also momentous because this was the Jubilee year. Yes, there they are, the best and the brightest. We spent many happy days in a building we affectionately called the Cowshed. And I just found out this morning that the St. Agnes College has recognized the wisdom of our choice by building a building there to replace the cowshed with a new building called Sophia, which means, as you all know, wisdom. So, nicely done, St. Agnes. As we enter the centenary year at St. Agnes, I also want to say that the class of 1981, we studied together, we played together, and we shared with each other our dreams, our hopes, our aspirations. I finally understood that my father was a product of his times and the community at large, that my father was not alone in having dreams only for the sons and not for the daughters, other than respectable marriages. As we enter the centenary year at St. Agnes, I want to ask each and every one of you to have big dreams for yourselves, your daughters, and your granddaughters. It is frequently said that if you educate a man, you educate one person. But if you educate a woman, you educate a family. Some say if you educate a woman, you educate a generation, even a nation. Now, just imagine if you add to this education our dreams for ourselves, our daughters, and our daughters' daughters. Can you imagine how glorious the next century would be? How proud we would all be of St. Agnes and the generations of Agnesians to come. So right now, let us all decide, let us all pledge that we will dream big dreams and make them happen. Let the magic happen. And through this all, remember, always remember that God is our strength. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing some of your lovely memories and edifying learning with us. May I now request you to accept our token of love, which Sister Dr. Jaswina will hand over to you with affection and gratitude. Our faculty, Ms. Prima D'Souza, will now take over to announce the release of the calendar of events.
Dignitaries on the days and off the days, I am here to announce our ambitious project of 100 activities and 5 mega events for the centenary year. All these have been captured in a calendar, and may I request our special invitees, Shri Ivan D'Souza and Shri J.R. Lobo, to come forward and release the calendar of events. I request Mrs. Subareka, Coordinator of the Centenary Inaugural Program and Dean Administration, and Mr. Elson, our faculty member, to bring the calendar of events for the release.
Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of Mangalore Diocese and President of today's program, is a charismatic shepherd who leads his flock with a firm but gentle hand. I now request Dr. Peter Paul Saldana to deliver his presidential address.
Dear Sister Sushila, the Superior General, Sister Shamita, the Provincial, Sister Jaswina, the Principal, the Chief Guest of the day, Miss Meera Rao, and the special guest, Professor Yadapaditaya, and great honorable guests, Sri Yuti Kada, Sri Ivan D'Souza, Sri Jar Lobo, Mr. Michael D'Souza, Mr. Leslie Fernandez, Mr. Ronald Pinto, and all the dignitaries on the days of the days. I am very happy. I deem it my privilege to have a moment here to participate in the Centenary Inaugural of St. Agnes College. And when Ms. Meera Rao was talking about her reminiscences, I was feeling jealous. I'm sorry that I was not part of this program here, training here in St. Agnes. Well, but at least I am here at the Centenary Inaugural celebration and to witness the other programs during the year. At the outset, I congratulate you all for having walked this distance and having had imparted value-based quality education to women to make them effective citizens of our country. The people of Mangalore are proud of this institution of higher education, instilling confidence, self-confidence in women, and parents certainly dreamt of having a seat for their children in this great institute. Thousands of students take pride in calling themselves as alumni of St. Agnes. The institution has the distinction of producing women graduates who hold positions of different spheres as educators, scientists, chartered accountants, middle and higher level management professionals, and service professionals. I congratulate you all for your achievements and wish you every success for all the 100 activities and 5 mega activities that you undertake this centenary year. I admire the courage and the far-sighted feminine genius of Mother Mary Aloysia, who has brightened the life of so many women by imparting complete religious, social, cultural formation, which is ultimately geared towards the formation of integral character. I am touched by her advice to the young students. Never live in a contented ignorance, nor rest satisfied with knowledge gained yesterday. Becoming up to date in terms of knowledge and acquiring wisdom in all spheres was her deep conviction, and she inspired many on this path. You have kept burning the spiritual flame of Sister Aloysia, and this institute has become a lighthouse for many to reach the shore of happy life. The spiritual model and intercessor, St. Agnes herself, is a courageous young woman. To her wooers, she would reply, I am already promised to the Lord of the universe. He is more splendid than the sun and the stars. And he has said that he will never leave me. That was how she would convince the people who came to take her hand in marriage. Because she was a Christian and because she refused to marry the governor's son, St. Agnes was beheaded on the 21st of January 304 in Rome. There's a beautiful church in Rome at Piazza Navona. It is called Sant'Agnese in Agone, St. Agnes in Agony, where her skull is still preserved. It's a beautiful church, really. This bold lady, pure like a lily, courageously following her master Jesus like a little lamb, symbol of virginal innocence, is the model par excellence to every young woman to keep herself holy and innocent. May St. Agnes inspire all the young women who study here, and may she intercede for us all, especially in this centenary year, so that all the plans of the management and the faculty come true. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Lordship. We are truly blessed. As we reflect upon our present blessings, of which we have in plenty, we need to express our appreciation and gratitude for these myriad graces. I would like to call upon Sister Vanessa, Vice Principal, St. Agnes College, to express our gratitude.
Good evening. I deem it a privilege to render the vote of thanks on this auspicious day. We are extremely grateful to the Almighty, whose manifold blessings have brought fruition to the path-breaking work of our predecessors. Our hearts brim with gratitude for all those who have contributed in ways big and small, for making it a point to attend this function and share in the celebrations of this day. We express our infinite gratitude to the exalted guests of the day, Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of Mangalore, Sister M. Sushila A.C., our Superior General, Sister Maria Shamita A.C., our Provincial Superior, Miss Meera Rao, our Chief Guest, and Professor P.S. Edapaditaya, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mangalore University. Our profound thanks to the guests of honor, Shri U.T. Kadir, MLA, Shri Ivan D'Souza, MLC, and Shri J.R. Lobo, former MLA, for their distinguished presence on this blissful occasion. Thank you, Dr. Joseph Sebastian, for your encouraging presence. We are indebted to our donors, Mr. Michael D'Souza, Dr. Brian Pinto, Mr. Shabana and Mr. Faisal, Mr. Leslie Fernandez, Mr. Ronald Pinto, for their philanthropic spirit. We owe our gratitude to our General Aid and provincial teams, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, our former principals and staff, benefactors, alumni, PTA, invitees, guests, engineers, and builders for the Centenary block whose presence invigorates us. We are grateful to Mrs. Patrice Saldana for her selfless service to the college. The time and energy she has spent for this event is admirable. Our special thanks to all our donors for the generous contributions. Our hearts go out in gratitude to Mrs. Giselle Mehta, our own alumna, whose poetic genius and love for our alma mater was richly exhibited in the Centenary anthem. We remain thankful to Mr. Jagan Pawar and Mr. Aravind Kudla for the touch of excellence in our curtain raiser program. We are grateful to Mr. Brian Vas Bakery for sponsoring puffs for today's refreshments. And a word of appreciation to Daiji World and V4 for covering the event. The media, police and security team also deserve our wholehearted thanks. Once again, we, the management, staff and students, thank everyone for your loving presence with us on this historic day. And we hope and pray for your continual cooperation and goodwill as we go forth into the future with greater confidence. We also thank Namma Kudla for the coverage. Thank you once again.
Thank you, sister, for those heartfelt words of thanks. As our dignitaries take their seats amidst the audience, I am happy to announce that we have in our presence a few more generous people for whom St. Agnes holds a special place in her heart. I call upon Dr. Meera Rana, alumni convener, to take over and carry on the felicitation program. Before I sign off, I would like to mention that you have the golden opportunity to visit St. Agnes again within a week's time on the 10th of January for the Knowledge Factory. Please contact our volunteers for tickets and details. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavina. We would now like to express our sincere gratitude to donors who have contributed rupees 5 lakhs. St. Agnes College will remain deeply obliged to you, dear donors, for your selflessness and generosity. May God shower plentiful blessings on you and your families. We now call the donors of rupees 5 lakhs to kindly accept mementos as a token of our love and appreciation. I request Sister Dr. Jaswina, our principal, to do the honors. Kindly come up to the stage as I call out your names. Dr. Devi Prabha Alva. Dr. Devi Prabha is an Ignatian and our own professor and former dean and head of Commerce Department. She is a vibrant faculty member whose contributions to the department have seen to the inclusion of new professional courses. We are grateful to her for her dedication to our alma mater and her generous contributions. Miss Shirley De Silva. Miss Shirley De Silva is an Ignatian. She was a student president in the year 1977-78 and former head of the history department. We thank her for her love and loyalty to the college and appreciate her magnanimity. Mr. Austin and Mrs. Hilma Roch. Mrs. Hilma Roch is an Ignatian and currently the president of the Bangalore chapter of the Ignatian Alumna Association. We are grateful to this couple for their constant support and generosity. Come, Hilma. Mr. Ivan and Mrs. Rennie Fernandez. Though Mrs. Rennie Fernandez was in the college just for a month as she got a seat in the engineering college, both she and her husband Ivan are well-wishers of our institution, and we thank them wholeheartedly. Mr. Alan and Mrs. Jackie Alfonso. Mrs. Jackie Alfonso is an Ignatian and was president in the year 1987-88. She is very active in the Kuwait chapter of the Ignatian Alumni Association. We thank this generous couple for their love and support for our institution. In their absence, I request Mrs. Vilma Paes to receive the memento on their behalf. Mr. James and Mrs. Shobha Mendonça. Mrs. Shobha Mendonça is an Ignatian and has represented St. Agnes College and the Karnataka State at the national table tennis tournaments. She is an active member of the UAE chapter of the Ignatian Alumni Association and has played a key role in organizing the Ignatian Elosian meets in Dubai. Shobha has also worked very hard as a member in the Ignatian Centenary Core Committee. Shobha and James are well-known philanthropists, and we are grateful for their love for our institution. Mr. Hillary and Mrs. Lorna Pinto. Mr. Hillary and Mrs. Lorna Pinto are well-known philanthropists. Even though they have no direct connect with St. Agnes College, they were generous in their contribution to the cause of the women empowerment. They did not want any recognition, but it is our privilege to appreciate their generosity. In their absence, I request Mrs. Shobha Mendonça to receive the memento on their behalf. Mr. Martin and Mrs. Philomena Arana. Mrs. Philomena Arana is an Ignatian. We thank this philanthropist couple for their support for our project. In their absence, I request Mrs. Shobha Mendonça to receive the memento on their behalf. Mr. Leo and Mrs. Lavina Rodriguez. Mrs. Lavina Rodriguez is an Ignatian. She and her husband are generous donors to many worthy causes. We are grateful for their support for our venture. In their absence, I request their niece, Ashen Raskina, to receive the memento on their behalf. Let me now proceed to acknowledge those donors who have contributed rupees 3 lakhs. We appreciate their kind gesture and concern for our college and offer them our heartfelt thanks. We pray to God to bless you and your families. I now call upon the donors of rupees 3 lakhs to accept mementos as tokens of our love and appreciation from Sister Dr. Jasvina, our principal. Lion Dr. Austin D'Souza Prabhu. Lion Dr. Austin D'Souza Prabhu is a leading Konkani literator and an editor-publisher of Viz, the popular first Konkani electronic magazine. He is a dear friend and a strong supporter of our college. We thank him and request his sister, Mrs. Queenie Mendonça, to receive the memento on his behalf. Dr. Vishala BK. Dr. Vishala BK is our very own and the chief librarian of the college. She makes the library pulsate with various learning activities through her innovative programs. We thank Dr. Vishala for her generous contribution. Dr. Geraldine Pinto. Dr. Geraldine Pinto is an Ignatian and former HOD of the Postgraduate Department of English. Presently, she is a PhD guide and continues to render her service in teaching MA English students. She is a creative writer of international. Thank you, Geraldine, and appreciate your generosity. Mrs. Sharada and Mr. A.J. Shetty. Mr. A.J. Shetty is the chairman of AJ Hospital and Research Center and a household name in the field of medical services. We thank this couple for their contribution and request their daughter, Dr. Amita Marla, an Ignatian, to receive the memento on their behalf. Is Amita here? Mr. Dharmendra and Mrs. Giselle Matthias. Mrs. Giselle Matthias is our own alumni, is a multifaceted personality. She's a versatile lady who dons many hats, a bureaucrat, a novelist, and an entrepreneur. She's widely sought on various speaking platforms for her intellectual insights. We thank this couple for their loving contributions. We place on record our heartfelt thanks to each and every donor for partnering with us in our mission of empowering women through higher education. All of you present here would agree with me that St. Agnes College has had a huge impact on the lives of Agnesians and also contributed greatly to society. It is an ardent desire of the alumni to give back to our alma mater by contributing towards the Centenary Memorial Block. It's only because of our generous benefactors, staff, and alumni that a magnificent edifice has been blessed and inaugurated today. But let me hasten to add that the task is still unfinished. So far, we have been able to collect towards only 50% of the total cost of the project. The names of all donors who have contributed more than 50,000 have been put up on the plaque. And let me clarify that donations received up till 19th of December 2019 have been included in that list. This list will be updated at the time of our finale. I would also like to add that the auditorium in our Centenary Memorial Block will be partly a public utility that will be let out on rent, and the surplus generated will go towards educating the girl child and for women empowerment. I know that there are many generous people in this gathering and around the world who are willing to donate but are probably not aware of our project or are waiting for the centenary year to make their contributions. May I request you to join hands with us so that the balance 50% is received by the time we meet at the finale. It will be our pleasure to honor these donors at the finale of the centenary year on 5th January 2021. Thank you once again, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Mrs. Meera Rana. You yourself are our pride as our alumna as well as a former banking officer. Thank you very much for the task well performed. Ladies and gentlemen, the calendar of events that was released in the formal program is actually for sale because the proceeds of this will be used towards the philanthropic work of St. Agnes College. So please do encourage us in our endeavor and remember to be with us as we keep the campus vibrant with 100 plus 5 activities during this centenary year. You can mark your activities on the calendar of events and see that you include our activities on your activities and you are with us as we have various activities. The one that is soon to follow is Knowledge Factory. Knowledge Factory is the first of the 100 programs that St. Agnes College has envisaged to celebrate during its centenary. It is a day-long program to be held on 10th January 2020 in the newly inaugurated Centenary Memorial Auditorium. The college is truly grateful to Mr. Amit Prabhu and his team from Delhi, who have been instrumental in making this happen at St. Agnes for the very first time in Mangalore. The entry is with tickets of Rs 200 for students and Rs 500 for all others. Rs 500 passes will give you the opportunity to interact over lunch with 12 celebrities, some of whom are the director of Z Entertainment Channel, the founder of Thyrocare, the world #1 pistol shooter Hina Sidhu, the news anchor Rini Simon Khanna, actor Liza Ray. Your names will be on the websites of the college and Knowledge Factory for a year. Tickets are sold at 3 places now on the campus, and the students will also come around to your places. Please remember that the proceeds of these donor passes will go to the college Centenary Fund. In addition, for those who are interested, there will be a quiz on history by the renowned quizmaster Gaurav Yadav with cash prizes of rupees 30,000 and rupees 20,000. There will be lucky draws in all categories of passes with electronic gadgets worth 25,000 rupees as prizes. Please note that the sale of passes concludes on Saturday, the 4th of January. Please do come back to our new auditorium and attend Knowledge Factory, the one of its kind for the first time in Mangalore. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, giving you glimpses of the 5 mega projects of St. Agnes College during the centenary year. The curtain raiser.
Namaste, Adab, Dev Borodis, Namaskara, hello and welcome to this new beginning we call Talk Talkies, where I, Anna Krasta, your favorite chat show host and host, will take you through an eye-opening journey to uncover the new heights of excellence in the field of education and empowerment that St. Agnes College for the last 99 years has striven toward, and now at the threshold of its 100th year decides to take a giant leap. Ladies and gentlemen, as St. Agnes reaches its 100th milestone that you and I are privileged to embark upon, let's talk and talk some more of all things good that come from being of service to others. To keep this college thrumming with life, there are to be 100 on-campus activities. And no, that's not it. There will be 5 major events throughout this Ignition Centenary year that will bring forth the diverse fields of women empowerment that St. Agnes College has striven toward. And today, at this curtain raiser, we unveil to you the 5 major events of the Ignition Centenary year. Today, let's welcome the first guest on our talk show, Talk Talkies, the very admirable student president of the undergraduate program, Miss Jerusha Mabin. Hi Jerusha, welcome on the show.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
100 years of an institution that we are a part of. How do you feel?
In a word, surreal. I can't believe that an institution that has made me its own and molded me to shine in the world is 100 years old. And to think it has done so for so many generations of women before you and me is surreal, don't you think?
Rightly said. Surreal it certainly is. But Jerusha, the college has always molded students and has been doing so for a century now. So what is so unique about this year?
Let me tell you that while every college molds its students, our college not only molds but goes the extra mile in making its students bond with the community of women around them. This year, in a special way, the college will reinforce the contributions of 100 successful women by honoring them for what they are and for their service to the society. That that is in an event we are to call Agnotsav.
Agno Utsav, a celebration of Agnes. You said 100 women. Who are these 100 women?
Anna, I know what you're thinking, but our college goes beyond the obvious choices. These 100 women are local talents from diverse and specific fields who will be honored for their will to walk the path less taken. In that case, don't you think 100 is still a small number?
Perhaps. But I have to tell you, this is a huge step and a novel one, don't you think? I didn't hear you. Don't you think so? So today, at this curtain raiser, what are you here to show us?
It's time to bring to you and all of you the 10 fields that women have excelled in the form of a dance. Shall we take a look?
I can't wait. All the best.
Janana janana tanana tanana janana janana tanana tanana janana tanana tanana janana janana tanana tanana गीत धुनी को तकधीम नात्र कीट तो नाच रहे गोरी गीत धुनी को तकधीम नात्र कीट
Ma'am. With that spectacular spectacle, my anticipation for the real event has surely increased. Has yours? I didn't get that. Great. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to put our hands together and welcome the very able and charming student president from St. Agnes Pre-University, Miss Susan Mendonça. Hi Susan, welcome on Talk Talkies.
Thank you, Anna. Anna, if I ask you what should be the ultimate goal of education, what would you say?
And I thought I was the talk show host. But anyway, let me answer you. I believe that education must empower a student to become an individual with the means, the ability, and the will to make a difference. If you ask me, philanthropy is the touchstone of excellence.
Exactly. St. Agnes instills in students this very idea of excellence. The college believes that the true essence of education lies in infusing service-mindedness in students. Since its inception, community service has been an integral part of Agnesian education, and from 2014, our extension activity, Agnes Towards Community, has exposed us to real service and not merely lip service.
Rightly said. I can vouch for that. But now at the curtain raiser, how do we show this to all our audiences?
To know how the college goes beyond academics with the goal to make learning experiential, joyful and meaningful, let's watch the skit.
Certainly.
ತುಂಬ ಮರಗಳು, ಮರದ ತುಂಬ ಪಕ್ಷಿ ಸಂಕುಲ ಇದ್ದಿತು, ಆ ಮರದ ತುಂಬ ಪಕ್ಷಿ ಸಂಕುಲ ಇದ್ದಿತು. ಬೆಳಗಾಗಿ ತಾನೆತ್ತು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ ನೆನೆಯೋಣ, ಲಾ 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 ಲಾ. ಹಳ್ಳಳ್ಳಿ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ನಿತ್ಯ ಪಡುವಂಥ ಯಾತನೆಯ, ಪಡುವಂಥ ಯಾತನೆಯ ನಾ ನೋಡಲಾರೆ, ನಾ ಕೇಳಲಾರೆ, ಎಂದಿಗೂ ಮುಗಿಯದ ಪಾಡು ಹೇಳಲಾರೆ.
ನಮಗೆ ಶೌಚಾಲಯವಿಲ್ಲ, ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ಶಾಲೆನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಮನೆಗೊಂದು ಸಂಡಾಸ್ ಬೇಡ್ವೆ, ಮನೆತನದ ಮರ್ಯಾದೆ ಉಳಿಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸರಿ, ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೋಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಣ್ಣುಗಳನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆಸೆ.
ನಮ್ಮವರು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು, ನಮ್ಮವರು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಯುವವರು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು, ಬೇಲಿಯಾಗಿ ಸುತ್ತ ನಿಂತು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಯುವವರು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು, ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು, ನಮ್ಮವರು ಇವರು ನಮ್ಮವರು.
ಓದೋಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಓದೋಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಓದೋಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಬರೆಯಕ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ.
ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ನಾನ ನಾನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನಾನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನಾನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ನನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ಧೀರ ನಾನ ಧೀರೇನ.
ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ
ಹೆಣ್ಣೊಬ್ಬಳು ಕಲಿತರೆ ಶಾಲೆಯೊಂದ ತೆರೆದಂತೆ, ಶಾಲೆಯೊಂದ ತೆರೆದರೆ ಊರು ಬೆಳಗಿದಂತೆ, ಊರು ಬೆಳಗಿದಂತೆ, ಬೆಳಗಿದಂತೆ.
ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಗಂಡೆಂಬ ತಾರತಮ್ಯ ಬೇಕೆ, ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಸಮಾನ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಬೇಕು.
ಊರು ಬೆಳಗಿದಂತೆ ಊರು ಬೆಳಗಿದಂತೆ
ಹೇಳು ಅಬಲೆಯ ಆಕೆ ಸಬಲೆ ಹೌದು ನೊಂದವರೇ ನಾವು ಸದಾ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗಿರುತ್ತೇವೆ ಅರಿವು ಮೂಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡೆವು ನಾವೀಗ ಎಚ್ಚರಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಸೇವಾ ಮನೋಭಾವದ ನಡೆಗೆ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಕಡೆಗೆ
ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ಜಾತಿ ಮತ ಭೇದ ಎಂಬ ಕೊಳೆಯನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತೊಳೆಯುವೆವು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಗಂಡು ಮೇಲು ಕೀಳು ಎಂಬ ತಾರತಮ್ಯವ ಕಳೆಯುವೆವು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು
ನಾವು ಮನುಜರು
That skit definitely reminded me of the Agnesian spirit, that is, service first. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think women are all about the mind, take a second thought, because women of Agnes are persons of mind, body, and spirit, the amalgamation of which leads us to aspire and achieve in the field of sports. Susan, you seem really excited.
I am most definitely excited today. I've been waiting to reveal to you a unique centenary event that is a giant leap for women in Mangalore.
I know it has to do something with sports, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Women have been excelling in the field of sports at least in the last decade, be it Mary Kom or Hima Das. So why do you say this is something new for us?
Our college wishes to make the innovative move of hosting a national level sports event for women players from different universities. This will be a joint endeavor with Mangalore University, and we ardently hope that we will be able to host a Kabaddi tournament this year.
Kabaddi, that is truly an exciting and novel step, I must say.
I'm glad you think so. Now, let's enjoy a mime that depicts women in the field of sports, their spirit and their strife.
This is getting more exciting as time passes.
भाई साहब मुबारक हो, भाई साहब मुबारक हो।
मेरे घर आए एक नन्ही परी, एक नन्ही परी, चांदनी के हसीन रथ पे सवार मेरे घर आई। ओ मेरे घर आए एक नन्ही परी, एक नन्ही परी। बातों में शहद जैसी मिठास, उसकी सांसों में इत्र की महकास, होंठ जैसे कि भीगे भीगे गुलाब, गाल जैसे कि दहके दहके अनार मेरे घर सोचा कहाँ था ये जो हो गया, माना कहाँ था ये लो हो गया। सबकी कोई कानून ना है, हमको होश में, कदमों को थामो ये है आते जोश में। बादल पे पाँव है या छूटा गाँव है, अब तो भाई चल पड़ी अपनी ये नाव है। बादल पे पाँव है या छूटा गाँव है, अब तो भाई चल पड़ी अपनी ये नाव है।
Washing powder Nirma, washing powder Nirma.
That mime truly reflects the ethos of St. Agnes College, which is to work hard with great poise and less noise. What a surprise, Jerusha, to have you back. Let's give her a round of applause once again.
I just had to talk some more. Now, while we're talking about the empowerment of women, they have entered into every possible field thinkable. But the number of women in certain fields surely could get better.
I never thought of it. Such as?
Entrepreneurship, for sure. While there have been women who have dared to follow their dreams, there are still many others who are averse to the idea of taking risks, go beyond the physical boundaries of their homes, have the means to invest, and the gut to get beyond institutional male domination. That's why our Centenary project of trade fair was designed exclusively for women.
That really sounds interesting.
We have another equally attractive project planned, Knowledge Factory, which will be the meeting point for 12 mighty speakers. Let's take a sneak peek at the charm of trade fair and the realm of knowledge.
In the beginning, God created the universe and made man to rule and reign over all his creation. God made man in his image, which included the ability to know, to create, and to control. Generations of human beings have acquired knowledge through various means and have made the world what it is today. Technology, internet, satellite communication, artificial intelligence, space tourism, advanced medical research, robotics, quantum physics, and nanotechnology. Let's take a sneak peek into the books of history to see how humankind has acquired knowledge.
While in the bathtub, he had his eureka moment. Well, when I'm in the bathtub, all I can think of is my mobile phone. When will my eureka moment come? Eureka! Let me Google and find out. Theory of relativity, E is equal to mc square. Now how can I figure that one? If I could, I would make atom bombs in my backyard. Oh, but wait a minute. If I do that, I would be termed an anti-national. Or worse, a terrorist.
Hey bro, they got it right and became legacies. Nowadays, the technology is so futuristic, it's hard to keep track with the latest inventions.
I'm even scared to sit in a self-driven car. We have no knowledge about it. Maybe we will gain some insight in the knowledge factory.
Knowledge is limitless. Knowledge is power. Knowledge enriches, innovates, and creates newer forms of experience. What does the future hold for us? Here's what the future is going to look like by the year 2050. AI-enabled robots, seamless IoTs in homes and businesses, space tourism, self-driving cars, new sources of energy, drone ecosystem, virtual reality, medical advancement with AI and nanobots. Entrepreneurship actually implies the independence of spirit. And it is this independence that women in India over the past 2 or 3 decades have begun to express themselves with. The platform today is ready for such budding entrepreneurs to incubate their ideas and soar high on the wings of success. The trade fair is one such platform for indigenous entrepreneurs and budding startups to step up into the world of profitable business ventures. Presenting to you all a glimpse of the trade fair. is the exuberance of the trade fair. Watch out for this mela of enterprise and initiative. Save the date on your calendars. Knowledge Factory on the 10th of January 2020 and the trade fair soon to follow.
And if you do not want to forget the date of the Knowledge Factory, please do buy the calendar of events displayed at 2 points, one near the Sophia block and the other at the chapel.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, our centenary year is now yours. Are you as excited as we are? Thank you. Before we end today's episode of your favorite chat show, Talk Talkies, let me remind you to stay tuned right here at St. Agnes College on the 10th of January for Knowledge Factory, where 12 luminaries of international fame will be right here to talk, yes, and talk some more of all things good, novel, and exciting there is to talk about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Anna Krasta, your favorite chat show host and those from Talk Talkies, signing off. Thank you and see you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's not the end of the program. But before we move on to the finale, let me very earnestly thank Frolic's event management headed by Suman Kadri and his team for the wonderful stage that they have given us, making our program come alive on this Centenary Celebrations inaugural evening. We are equally thankful to Chris Electronics for giving us the sound. And without the sound, as you would know, the whole program would be an utter failure. We remain ever grateful to Frolic's event management and Chris Electronics. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to put your hands together for these two people who have made this program come alive for us. The Knowledge Factory passes are being sold in front of the Sophia block. The tickets are at rupees 200 and rupees 500. Rupees 500 offers you the opportunity to have your lunch and also interact with the 12 luminaries who will be with us. Ladies and gentlemen, the curtain raiser gave you an idea of what we would be doing in the centenary year. But don't you think it is equally important for us to remember the different groups of individuals who have contributed immensely towards the growth of this temple of learning? Here we are dedicating this program to the different stakeholders of St. Agnes College. Ladies and gentlemen, the light lit by the Sisters of Apostolic Carmel Congregation was ably carried by the staff members of St. Agnes College, both teaching and non-teaching. And the parents answered the call given by the sisters in educating their daughters. Today, the retired staff members and parents have come back to the portals of St. Agnes College to partake in the joy of the centenary year Inauguration. Just as we remain indebted to these stakeholders, let us remember that right now, the teachers have a great role to play. The ambition of every teacher is to make her student fearless. And it is with that desire brimming in their hearts, our staff members come with their message to all our students.
One teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. Education is one of the blessings of life and one of its necessities. But things did not remain the same. Women were flogged. People were killed. And our beautiful dreams turned into nightmares. Education went from being a right to being a crime. When my world suddenly changed, my priorities changed too. I had two options. One was to remain silent and wait to be killed. And the second was to speak up and then be killed. I chose the second one. And today, I'm very happy that we are together fighting for an important cause. This award is not just for me. It is for those forgotten children who want education. It is for those frightened children who want peace. It is for those voiceless children who want change. I'm here to stand up for their rights, to raise their voice. It is not time to pity them. It is time to take action. So it becomes the last time that we see a child deprived of education. Not just the politicians and the world leaders. We all need to contribute. Me, you, we. It is our duty. It has become the first generation that decides to be the last, that sees empty classrooms, lost childhoods, and wasted potentials. Let this be the last time that a girl or a boy spends their childhood in a factory. Let this be the last time that a girl is forced into early child marriage. Let this be the last time that a child loses life in war. Let this be the last time that we see a child out of school. Let this end with us. Let's begin this ending together, today, right here, right now.
Teachers send their students as fearless beings. Such students turn out to be the true ambassadors of the ethos, culture, and values of an educational institution. And our students, both present and former, are truly our torch bearers. We offer the stage to our students and former students. Ladies and gentlemen, let us pledge this evening that all of us, the varied stakeholders of this institution, parents, staff, students, alumni, all of us, let's come together to keep the light of education always glowing, taking this great institution to greater and greater heights. Towards that, let's pledge.
Danadom, 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 danadom. Danadom, 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 danadom.
हमें लिखना है, पढ़ना है, आगे ही बढ़ना है, खाते हैं हम ये कसम.
Danadom, 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 danadom.
जो ज्ञान का रास्ता है, शिक्षा का रास्ता है, उसी पे चलेंगे हम.
सत्य क्या है? ये सुनो, अपने मन में जान लो. ज्ञान की जो रोशनी है, उसमें ही तो जिंदगी है.
स्वस्थ मन हो, स्वस्थ जीवन.
वो जो शिक्षा पा गया है, वही आगे आ गया है.
हम दीप शिक्षा के हैं, जगमगाएंगे, जगमगाएंगे जग में. जितने अंधेरे भी हैं, हम मिटाएंगे, हम मिटाएंगे जग में. हम दीप शिक्षा के हैं, जगमगाएंगे, जगमगाएंगे जग में. परिवार है सारी दुनिया, शिक्षा ने हमें बताया. जो भी है अपना ही है, वो कोई नहीं है पराया. पेड़ों को हमने देखा, देती है सबको छाया, सबको छाया. सीखेंगे हमने एकता, एकता ही सिखाएंगे.
As this light shines on, may I remind you that the key of excellence is in our hands.
Your future lies in your hands.
For you, sky is the limit. Climb on. Keep shining.
And now, a final request. I ask all of you to please take out your phones. Yes, each of you, please take out your phones. Put on your torch. We'll wait. Please stand up. Take out your phones. Put on your torch. And with all of us, let us sway. As we remember that we are the bearers of light and love, that St. Agnes College makes us, blesses us to carry on every day and every year, especially this year at the Ignition Centenary Year 2020-21. Thank you. thank Mr. Vishad and group. We thank you all so much. Thank you so much. A minute, please. Ladies and gentlemen, to keep that beat sounding still, may I ask you to please stand up for the college anthem. I ask you to please place your right hand on your heart to remember that you carry St. Agnes with you today and every day of this centenary year. Let's sing together the college anthem.
His hands this day, trusting in him. God is our strength, let us commit our lives into his hands this day, trusting in him to compass it, that we may find the perfect way. Fearless of foes we cast aside, the days of ease we loved of yore, and stand to the shock of battle tide, despite all triumphs hard and so. God is our strength, why fear the foe? His love like armor, dot and fold, our weak and wayward nature so, that vanquish lies the tempter hold. Behold his arm of valor strong, will cling to it in stormy fray, nor fear we any harm or wrong. God is our strength, now and forever.
Can I hear you? When I say hip hip, can you say 100? Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Thank you, everybody.
We see you again next year on this very ground on January 5th, 2021 for the grand finale. Looking forward to meeting all of you. Thank you. Good night.